So, good morning, guys. Today I'm going to be doing something that a lot of you are going to say is insane. It's stupid, it's crazy, but I'm looking to buy another apartment here in Kyiv, here in Ukraine, during war. So the apartment I actually bought a few years ago is down the street. This is Peshchersk. It's a really cool area. And right around here, there's another apartment for sale. It's only maybe a 10, 12-minute walk from my house, but this is Klovska metro station, just down these stairs. And here's one of my favorite coffee shops called Blur. Here's a kind of a co-working art space with a coffee shop. And there's actually a little market next door that has fresh fruits and vegetables a couple times a week. Now, the reason why I'm even looking at another place to buy is because my landlord is kicking me out in a few months. He was gracious enough, nice enough, to let me stay longer. He said up to 6 months longer. But he's raising the rent, or he raised the rent. And it's like living there's kind of like a ticking time bomb. You know, I can't really relax. I don't really want to decorate it or get too cozy there because I know I have to leave. So I figured if I can find a good, decent price, maybe I'll just buy something else, something small that I can live in while I continue to rent out my other apartment. This is a pretty cool area. It has some nice coffee shops and some really good restaurants, actually. Some that, honestly, I can't even really afford to eat at. The apartment that we're gonna look at today is listed for $81,000, but it's 48 square meters, so per square meter, it's a pretty decent price. And it looked like it had a decent renovation, so I wouldn't need to spend time fixing it up. I could probably just move in pretty directly and start saving on rent, if that makes sense. There's a lot of great restaurants right here, but most importantly, there's the Good Wine, which is this really fancy supermarket. It's basically the Whole Foods, even the Erdogan, I guess, of Kyiv. It's 4:30 p.m. right now, so she should be here any minute, as long as she's on time. But you can tell by the cars here, this is actually a really expensive neighborhood. Even more expensive than where I live. And I live across the street from a Chanel and a Tiffany's. I'm supposed to meet a guy named Dimitri. Maybe that's him now. Dimitri. Yeah, Johnny. Привет. Добрый день.
Дмитрий.
Johnny. Rozumiem angielski? Немножко?
Very bad.
Okay, maybe it's better than my Ukrainian. Okay, so here's the entrance right off the street, which is nice. Couple Airbnbs I can see from the lock boxes. Дякую. So the entrance is here with some stairs. It's an older kind of, what do you call this? It's an older building, but looks like it has a lift, which is good.
Хрущевка это 5.
Ah, done. See, 5 floors. Ati?
9.
Oh, okay. So it's like special Khrushchevka. Small elevator, but at least it exists.
Хрущевка вот соседний.
No, okay, хорошо. Ah, we on the top floor? And then there's the top floor.
Добрый день.
Я не хочу, это top floor. Why she... Oh, блядь.
Ну, там еще есть, скажем так, помещение. Это не крыша.
She lied. Это agent... Блядь, сука. They lied about the floor because nobody wants to buy top floor apartment. So this is the view. It's good wine. The layout is great. Some crazy construction behind this though. So this is gonna be super loud for God knows how long. Probably a couple years. Oh, it's such a shame. No wonder they're selling it. It's a shame because everything looks pretty nice. Oops. Whoever it is, hold on. He's probably renting it. Normal bathroom. Okay. What's the problem with all the agents in Ukraine? They're all terrible. They all lie. Okay, до свидания.
До свидания.
Alright guys, I wasted my time coming here. The listing said it was on the 8th floor out of 9, but as soon as you got in the elevator, he pressed 9, and I was like, oh my god. She did it on purpose. Okay, so there's two possibilities. Either the agent is so terrible, as in doesn't know how to do a job, that she didn't even know what floor the apartment's on, put the wrong one. Or more likely, she knows that in Ukraine, nobody buys top floor apartments, and I'll tell you in a second why. So she lied and put 8 instead of 9. She also didn't disclose that there's a giant construction site right in the back. Or that there's a tenant living there right now. So it looks like that is going to be called The One, which is going to be some fancy condo complex, maybe even with a pool. But this area really is a cool area, so I can see why it's available. And what I've learned about Ukraine is something seems like too good of a value or too good to be true, it probably is. The Ukrainians, especially with real estate or with cars, they don't like to lose money. So if they list for something for sale that seems like a good price, it's not because they just want to either quickly sell it or because they don't know what it's worth. It's probably because there's a catch. In this case, it's because of the top floor. And in Ukraine, the reason why people don't like top floors, number one, during war, it's the most dangerous place to be because rockets and shaheeds and everything land on the top floor. But secondly, and most importantly, even before the war, no one bought top floor apartments because you, as the person who owns the top floor apartment, is also responsible for the roof of that apartment, which is really expensive to fix. And in Ukraine, we have winter, we have snow, we have rain, and you don't want to deal with that, trust me. Okay, I guess while I'm here, I'm gonna go into Good Wine and show you around Ukraine's most expensive grocery store and show you why this area has the reputation it does. First off, even before the war, or especially before the war, this parking lot was always filled with fancy cars, whether it's AMG, Mercedes, or Maserati, or Porsche Cayenne, BMWs. This parking lot is always just completely full. Same as if you were at like Erdogan or like a Whole Foods or something. It wouldn't be uncommon to see this. It's also a nice place you can buy some nice pants, but I bet you this is expensive. Look. How much would this be? This would be 6,500, which is probably like over $100. I mean, they're beautiful flowers, but you can tell it's expensive. And this is also where you would get all the good champagne. It's called Good Wine for a reason, right? So whether you want some Cristal or some Grand, they have everything here, guys. You'll often see people's bodyguards hanging out while they're eating or shopping as well. So yeah, if you ever wanted to buy good wine, you come to Good Wine. And living next door to this would have been a very cool area, you know. This is probably the even more expensive wine area. And from what I remember, they have a whiskey area too. But you know what? Let's just check like normal things like bread, because that can't be that much more expensive, right? Yeah, it's definitely more, but you know, bread's never going to be more than $5. And you can have some, like this is only $2 or less. But you know, this would be 75 at Sippo, and this is 175 here. So it is more. And this would be maybe 45, so it is double, but you know, still only $2.50 for a French bread. I'm sure these are super delicious though. Hello. Another good thing about being here is you can get all the exotic fruits or the tropical fruits that you wouldn't be able to get like at your local market, if it makes sense. So these are things that we have in Thailand, like these little mangosteens. This is cacao bean. If you want to make your own chocolate, dragon fruit. And even like the berries that aren't actually in season yet, these will be in season pretty soon, but now you can get them here. Oh, they even have peeled jackfruit, it's crazy. Guys, I haven't seen red bananas since Sri Lanka. This is cool. And kind of like Whole Foods, you have all the pre-made meals, but these are like 500 hryvnia each, so like $12 a piece. Expensive for Ukraine. But they do have an excellent sushi bar if you ever wanted to have something here. Like some of the best sushi actually in Kyiv, I think. And of course they have a caviar fridge. These aren't the expensive ones, the black ones are going to be the pricey ones. Look at this, 75,000 for a jar of caviar. Who the hell's buying that? That's maybe the steaks too. Like some of these are okay. I don't know, wait. That's 100, so it's $30 a kilo, that's expensive. And even chicken here is expensive because everything is per 100 grams, so $15 per kilo is like $8 a pound. The bad thing about if I did move in next door, if I did buy that place, would be it'd be so convenient to come here to buy groceries. I'd probably do so, and I would end up just paying double for everything. Like some things, you know, like eggs for $3 is still cheap. So I'd probably come here for eggs, right? Even though it's going to be a little bit less somewhere else. Or like, let's see, how much is butter? Or those staples. Yogurt's not that much more. And there's even some cheeses that aren't that bad. But they have a much bigger selection, so you can end up spending a lot more. One good thing about this place is you can get stuff you can't find anywhere else, right? Like ginger beer, Mandarin soda that actually has sentiments, so you know it's real. Curiosity Cola, all these nice things, you know. Wouldn't mind having that actually. And also you can get all these different nice beers. This is a Belgian beer actually I've had in Belgium. Really nice stuff. And there's a little place on tap, a little bar that you can sit and drink as well. Man, it's packed. This place is busy. A few of you right now might be like, Ukrainians are too rich. They're living off of our pensions that we're funding them, or they're stealing the money. It's corruption. I guarantee you that it was like this before the war. There was more people spending more money before the war. Kyiv has always been a very rich city. If you go to any capital in the world, whether it's Vienna or Paris or London, people go to fancy supermarkets and they spend a lot of money. It's just what it is. And right now, because the war is happening, a lot of people aren't saving any money because they don't know where to invest it, and they just spend it all. They just go out and eat and drink, you know? People aren't traveling, they aren't going on vacations, you know? So if they come here, have a nice meal, buy some flowers, that's kind of just, you know, or even buy a new car. That's just kind of what people do, guys. You can argue that they should be spending their money helping charities, or helping the war effort, or doing something else instead. And I would agree with you. But this is how the city's always been, this capital has always been. Just as there's always a line going into the Whole Foods or the Erdogan parking lot, there's always been a line to bring your fancy car in here. By the way, I just got a message from the realtor. So the guy I met wasn't even one of her. She arranges everything, and then she sends a poor old pawn to come show me because she probably knows majority of people are gonna get upset, and they're not even gonna look at it because they're like, "You tricked me." So she's, you know, probably pays the guy $5 to go show people apartments, and then be the one to, you know, waste his time basically. And she replied back saying, "Oh, you know, sorry, that was a mistake. It's a site error." It's not. She wrote that herself. So still, she's either incompetent or somebody's lying. It's probably her. And I guarantee if I check back tomorrow, it's still going to say 8th of 9th floor. It's a shame because I can be right next to this great pizzeria and I can be in literally this unit right there. Just, I don't want to be on the top floor. No one does. Like, as a renter, I wouldn't mind. I actually like being on the top floor. You know, growing up in the US, in the West, the top floor has always actually been the better location. You know, you want the penthouse, you want to be top of everyone else, top of the world, best view. But for resale value in Ukraine, I know they don't sell. And that's why every time you see something that's like a nice listing for a nice price, a nice location, and you're wondering why, just look at what floor it's on. It's almost always the top. It's a shame, but it's just the way it is. And then having this construction site right behind it, this was the second killer. So it was like a very easy, quick no. And there this guy is waiting for the next sucker to show up. I'll probably also say no. I also feel bad for the tenant who's sitting there and has to have people come in and out all the time. That would have been me if I didn't put my foot down and say no. If I'm gonna live here, like, I don't want agents showing, you know, people into my private space when I'm home. So I am happy that he extended my contract, so it's not a rush. Because can you imagine if I had 2 weeks to either rent or buy another place? It would be hard. I'd move. Such a shame. This is such a cool area, right next to this metro, and let's go take a look at this little market real quick while we're here. Unfortunately, I think we have to go underground. This is what I hate about Kyiv. They make drivers the focus. It'd be so easy just to cross the street here, but they really want driving to be the focus. What if I just hop over? Oh. Look at that. How easy was that, guys? So here you have a woman selling, you have a little clothes seller, sunglasses and stuff, but this is what I want to look at the market. I have been here before. It's every Friday, I believe, which is really convenient because imagine you can just go across the street, walk downstairs, buy your fruits and vegetables, come here to the metro station, and then you can walk 10 minutes to my neighborhood where I live, which is kind of the start of Maidan. In this glass building, you have some office towers, and next to it is Gulliver, the mall. Really, really good area, guys. Like, I would live here if that place was. I would have bought it actually if that place was honest. It was a very fair price per square meters. Had a decent renovation. And look, you have access to fresh olives, baklava, fruits and vegetables. You have everything. Honey, locally made honey. I'm a bit late in the day though. Everything's starting to close. But yeah, fresh flowers, everything. It's not too bad. $2.50 for a basket. It'll be half the price soon, but I don't mind paying that. Vegetables are really cheap though, of course, because they're all grown here. And probably all the dried fruits and nuts and stuff too. Wouldn't mind having a little dried apricots maybe. So I just bought a basket of strawberries and little mandarins for $2.60, which is about $6. It's expensive now, but it's not quite seasoned yet. Guys, I was a bit annoyed, if not pissed off, that this guy wasted my time coming here today. And, you know, what would the word be? Catfished me into coming. But I'm glad I came, because it was a nice walk. It's a beautiful sunny day. It's actually the only sunny day this week. Believe it or not, it's supposed to rain and then snow this weekend. Can you believe that? It's gonna be -2, it's gonna snow, maybe. So the fact that we have a nice sunny day where I can be outside and get a little walk in, I'm happy. That's the bright side. There's also nice little Vive croissants here. There's a little, what do you call it, little pharmacy, apteca. Yeah, you kind of have, this is a great neighborhood, guys. I should continue looking around this area because maybe something else will pop up. But that building, if it was anything but the top floor, would have been great. Maybe even with the construction in the back. I think I could have put up with that because it'll end eventually, right? What do you guys think? Would you have bought that place? Would you have been upset that they catfished or put the wrong info down? Would you have bought it anyways? Or do you think I'm just crazy for even thinking about buying something in this country during a war or wanting to live here? Let me know in the comments below. I'm curious. By the way, not everybody from Good Wine's rich. You have these random, ladies buying a loaf of bread and a couple items. So it's not everybody who's driving a Porsche Cayenne while shopping there. Although you do see a lot of them in this neighborhood, in the city.